1998 was truly the biggest turning point in home computing. For decades, computers had been beige boxes, cables everywhere, floppy drives, everything we consider nowadays to be vintage, obsolete, or generally unusable. Then Steve Jobs came along with the first iMac G3. It broke the mould of the yellowing plastic of fast aging hardware that could be found everywhere. It's no surprise Apple became the empire they are today when you see this. The computer that realistically started it all and kicked a dying company back into life. Then I somehow ended up with this for a grand total of nothing. I paid £0 for this, and the reason probably won't even surprise you. This was an eBay purchase that the seller offered postage on. At £90 for the Mac and the postage, I thought it was a decent grab. Then it arrived. Despite a journey across the UK, it wasn't packaged very well at all. I was gutted. I opened a return case and sent it back. But the seller never accepted the parcel, so despite me already having a refund, it was returned to me. At this point, I never heard from the seller again, so I've ended up with an iMac G3 for free. This one in particular is a summer 2000 DV model, featuring a gorgeous graphite coloured construction. Inside, it's powered by a 600MHz PowerPC processor with 256MB of RAM. This is where the first signs of significant shipping damage were revealed. This machine was supposed to have 512MB of RAM, so I was confused as to why the rest wasn't being picked up. And the confusion lessened somewhat when I opened the RAM cover. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage of that fateful day, but here's a reconstruction. Essentially, one of the RAM sticks had come loose, but so badly that the slot it was housed in stopped working completely. Given the cosmetic damage to the outside, it was probably dropped several times in transit, so it can only be used with a single RAM stick unless you replace either the slot or the entire motherboard. I imagine you're probably wondering if it actually works. It does, but slowly. I'm not sure if it's a result of the single RAM stick, other damage caused by transit, or the aging 10GB hard drive, but it's just really sluggish to do anything. Bear in mind, I am running OS X Tiger on this, which is the latest version it can run. But Tiger was always faster and more reliable than previous versions of OS X anyway. The only faster OS this could run would be OS 9, but at this point it's basically unusable. Speaking of unusable, let's go through the limitations of using this nowadays. In its current form, this computer is limited to Ethernet only, and to my knowledge you can't easily hack in an airport card, which means no Wi-Fi at all. It also has no Bluetooth connectivity, so your Magic Mouse, keyboard or wireless headphones won't work. It's also limited to USB 1.1 with a maximum speed of 12 megabits per second, which translates to roughly 1.5 megabytes per second. Compare that to USB 3, which is 400 times faster. Does all that mean it's completely unusable? No. I got this set up on my desk with an original Pro mouse, which is what it would have shipped with originally, as well as my old Apple keyboard and a TP-Link for the Ethernet. Not many people know that internet browsing is surprisingly doable on these machines, because there's a recently made browser called 10.4fox. It takes the engine of Firefox and compiles it to run on PowerPC machines. I suggest going into the settings and changing how websites load from the default mode to the Apple iPad option. This will essentially load the mobile version of all websites, which is a lot faster and increases compatibility. All that being said, this is still a 600MHz chip, so it does have trouble with a lot of sites. You can load things like eBay no problem, if you're prepared to wait a while. YouTube can work, but it's best for audio only, as you'll never be able to watch a video even on the mobile website. The 8-bit guy made a video on the PowerMac G5 running YouTube a while ago, and it took all of the machine's horsepower to do it. That was a dual 2.5 GHz G5. This is a single G3 running at less than a quarter of the speed of one of those other chips. And that was when YouTube was much less complicated, so I'd suggest sticking with more basic sites or going for a Mac with a G4 at the least. Of course, the biggest question is, can the G3 run Minecraft? Now, someone's actually developed a version of Minecraft that can run on PowerPC Macs. They recommend a G4 or newer, but I thought, why not try it anyway? Well, it gets to the title screen. Good so far. Let's try creating a super flat world. Okay, it's loading. Yes, it can. Sort of. It's very slow, but that's to be expected from something this old. But it works. A computer from 2000 running Minecraft. It's 9 years older than the alpha versions of the game. I'm not going to try anything else because I don't want to blow up the poor beast. But it's incredible what you can actually do with one of these. Pretty soon, I'll be making a video where I try living with one of these for a week, so stay tuned for that. And yes, I have started making videos again, and I plan on keeping it that way. There's a lot coming, so I hope you're all as excited as I am.